Alright, YouTube. I'm trying to get this thing going live, but for some reason it's giving me an issue today. Alright, now I'm on. Alright, so what's up, YouTube? Chili from Motown here. I have to give me just a minute. I have to go in here and get my chat box set up. I should have did it there. So we'll see if that did it. We'll do testing 1, 2, 3. Yep. Alright, so we're good on the chat box. We are going to do a $1,000 bankroll and a 440. Well, we're going to do a $10 pass line, $25 on ATS. That's 10, 5, and 10. And then we're going to do a 440 inside. But we're going to be, we're up, but we're off when we come out. We got $1,000 bankroll. Let's go with them two right here. We're up and off. Lights are out. Alright, we got a 2, 4, 6. 2, 4 is on axis, secondary hit. 2, 4, 6. It's not working. But we have the stats. We have the stats on the other page. We'll check them periodically. We want to mark the 6 for the all tall small, because right now I have a new camera down here, but the cord's not long enough to get it all over where it's going. So I got this box sitting up in the way. I got a box sitting up in the way of the board, and it's covering up my tall numbers, so I can't mark them that way. So I just go back to the original way and mark them on the with the blue chips. Okay, 3, 2, 3, 6. Double pitch. Double pitch. 437. 0.7. 0.7 out. This is starting off like it did early today. And the 7 kicked our butt. So basically that is a 440, 475 loss. There's 475 right here. So I'm just going to put the 475 up right here. I've got the pass line back up for 10. I've got the $25 all tall small, which is 10, 5, and 10, and I got 440. We're going to go ahead and go 440 working. We're going to take these 2 reds. I'll just have to watch the dice so I'll know. I'll have to track it this way. I can track it this way. I can watch the left dice. Dice are out. We got a 2, 3, 5. 2, 3. So we got a 2, 3, 5. That's an on axis secondary single pitch hit. So we mark the 5. All tall. We get paid 140. Pay it this way, so we can buy the 4 and 10 quarters each, and we can rack 90. That's the first hit on the inside. So we're looking for 2 inside hits to recoup our 440 on the inside. Nice route. We got a hard 10, 5-5 hard 10. The dice might be a little harder to see on this camera. I will work that out in a couple of days. I have to get a cord, a long cord. So the 10, we have a quarter on it. So we got to pay a vig for $1, and it pays us 50 for $1, but we don't have the dollar, so we're just gonna go ahead and take it. Let them take the vig, get paid 49. All right, we're gonna go that number there. We want to mark the 10 on the tracker. Mark the 10 on the board so we can keep up with the towel. And we're looking for another inside hit. 3236. Nice route. Oh, that was a terrible throw. The dice hit the back wall. They never hit the landing zone. Fortunately, I don't know which was which. I think my left dice is on a 4. I think I got a 4-5-9, but I could have a 5-4-9. But regardless, that was a terrible throw. I've got a 9 result. I threw it too hard trying to get my landings up. So we have a 9. That's a terrible mistake. I guess that happens occasionally. Page 140. Page 140, we reduce the inside by 220. So there's the 220 reduction plus the 140 makes 320, 335, 360 plus the 90 from the first hit makes 450 plus the 49 because we hit the 10. So that makes 509. So 509 is recouped off of 2. Actually, it ended up being 3 hits because we had a 10 in there. So that was a 9. So see if we can't do better on that throw. 3236. That was a terrible hard throw. Nice route. That's a lot better. Not near as hard. We got a 4-1-4-1-5. So that is an on axis secondary single pitch. 4-1-5. So 4-1-5. That's the point made. Our point is a 5. So we made our point. So we get paid 10 on the pass, and we get paid 70. Paid 70 for the 5. Alright. This is what we're going to do. Since we had that early 0.7 out, we're just going to go ahead and reduce our inside to 130 and rack in a little bit more money because we had an early 0.7. Alright, so now that we're at 130 inside, we got 50 working on the outside, so that's 180 working. We're going to play with the puck. We're going to go with the dot. We're going to go with the puck on. We're going to work. Working the come out. All right, we got a 4-5-9. 4-5. 4-5-9 is our new point. That right dice imploded, but that pays 50 for $1. We mark the 9, and what we're going to do, since we reduced down to 130, we're just going to start pressing now. 130 was low enough. These are actually supposed to be one more unit down. I didn't take enough of those down. 130 on the inside was plenty enough to regress down to. No need going further than that. We're going to press up now. One press up. Dice are out. 5, 4, 9. 5, 4, 9. Now this is an on axis hit. The last dice was 4, 5, 9, which was off axis. This is a 5, 4, 9, which is on axis, single pitch, secondary hit. All right, we got 50 on it. It pays 70, and it pays our $10 on the pass because that was our point. So if we was playing a fire bet, we'd hit a 5 and we'd hit a 9. I'm not playing a fire bet, but at this point we press the 6 and the 8. Press the 6 and the 8, and we are we're working to come out. 3, 2, 3, 6 on the dice. Three, 1, 4. 3, 1. That's on axis. Single pitch again. Secondary hit. 3, 1, 4. Our points are 4. So we're not playing a fire bet. So for $1, it pays us 50. Now since it pays us 50 and we've already collected 50 one time for the 4, we'll go ahead and since we started pressing the board, we're just gonna go ahead and press sister number for that 4. So I have to mark the 4 on the small. 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice are out. We have aces. 1, 1. Aces. So our left dice imploded to get an ace. Right dice stayed on axis. That's not a terrible thing because we are playing the small. Aces and 12s are usually very hard to get with this dice set. Well, let's say if you stay on axis. So dice are out. All right, we got a 2, 3. We got a 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5. The left dice is on a 2. So we have a on axis single pitch secondary hit. 3, 2, 5. We hit a 5. So we have a 50 on the 5. It pays 70. And we're pressing 5 and 9 up quarters each. 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice are out. We have a 5, 1, 6. So the left dice imploded to produce a 5. The right dice stayed on axis to produce a 1. 5, 1, 6. We have 60 on it, so it pays 70. And we have to mark the 6. Mark the 6 in the tracker. We're pressing. We have 90 on the 6 and 90 on 8. There's 100. There's 100. Let's go ahead and put these 200s in. Color those up and get those out of the way. There's the 200s. Alright. Now, we have, this is kind of messy. Clean that up just a hair. The inside, any inside hit is all pressed up equally, so it pays 105 for an inside hit. So that hit was a 6. So 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice are out. All right, we got a 4, 5, 9. This is on axis, secondary hit. 4, 5. 4, 5, 9. Secondary on axis, single pitch. We got 75 out there at page 105. And we're marking that. All right, so we are taking this 105 and we're pressing the 5 and 9 up by quarters each. So now they're set at 100 each. Those set at 100 each. This is 500. Go ahead and get that cash in just to get it out of the rack. Making room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 500 for the 500 worth of money. Color number. All right, here we go. That was a 459. I've marked it in the tracker. I don't need to mark it out there again. So 3, 2, 3, 6. That's right. All right, we got a, I don't really know 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that 3 was my left dice. It was hard for me to see it, but I think I'm like 90% sure that my results are 369. 369, which will be a on axis secondary hit. So the 9 pays 140. 125, 140 right there. So now what we're going to do with 140 is we're going to press, we're going to do it like this. We're going to make the 8 and the 6 120 each. So we're back to our 440 on the inside. But what we have accomplished is, that was a 9, so I have to mark that in the track. What we accomplished is we regressed a couple times to get our initial 440 that we had on the board back to our rack, and then we used the hits to press it back to 440. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 3, 6 on the dice set. Dice route. All right, we have a 145. 145. I think I read that right. I'm pretty sure that left dice was the 1. So that's an implosion on left dice to produce a 5. So we mark the 5 in the tracker. We don't have to mark it on the small. Hey, what's up, dice grinders? I just got started, so I had an early 0.7 out on my first toss, and now I'm on my second roll. So yeah, everything's good. Earlier today I had a session, but it turned out kind of bad for me. I just hit the 5, so that pays 140. So at this point, since I have since I've regressed and then built my bets back up, and now I'm making over 110 a hit. I go ahead and leave 110 on the board, and I rack 30, but I'm fixing to press 110 inside off of that hit. So I'm just going to do it with basically what's going to happen. It's going to turn the 6 and the 8 into 150. It's going to turn the 5 and the 9 into 125. And the next hit, 150. What's that pay? 175. See if that's right. So 150 divided by 6 equals 25 times 7. Yeah, 175. So yeah. So this pays 175. Alright, I marked that in the tracker. Alright, I gotta mark that in the tracker. Alright, so yeah. Johnny. What's going on, Johnny? You finally got back with us? What's going on, my man? Have you ever got your craps? Your chat? Did you ever get your chat credentials figured out? All right, we got a 459. 459. 459. Uh-oh, I wrote that one. Trying to keep it in camera view. I know this camera, this is a new camera, and my cord was really short, so it's sitting too far back to get a good view, but I'll get a cord in a day or two. I went ahead and ordered one off Amazon because locally I couldn't find the extension. But it says it'll be here by Saturday, so 2 or 3 days of this little view, and then I'll get this camera up closer so we'll get a good clear view down here. So we got a 459. You didn't get it figured out, did you? 459, there's 125 out there, it pays 175. But again, every hit at this point, I'm taking 110 out of the winnings, and I'm pressing that inside. So basically, if I take 110 out of 175, I'm still racking $65. I'm still racking 65, but I'm pressing 110 across, 110 inside, excuse me. So now we're setting at 150 on the 5s and 9s, 180 on the 6 and 8. Any hit right there pays 210. All right. Flash her out. We got box cars, 6-6 box cars, 6-6. Now, the left dice had to explode for me to get that 6. For me to get box cars, and on this, so looking at the board right here, I've hit a 2, a 4, a 5, and a 6. I only need a 3 for a small. I've hit a 9, 10, and a 12. I need an 8 and a yo for a tall. I've got 10, 5, and 10 on all tall small. Hey, Johnny, if you want me to help you with that, come holler at me tomorrow whenever you get a chance, and we'll see if we can't figure out your credentials if you still have a problem with it, if you want to get signed back on. That's right. Alright, oh, look at here. We got a 2-1-3. This is an on-axis. It is double pitch, but it's an on-axis secondary hit. 2-1-3 will produce a small. So there's the 3. That completes the small. We've hit the 2-3 right here. We've hit the 2. That was the 3. We've already hit the 4, 5, and 6. We've got 10 on it. It pays 35 for 1. It pays us $350. $350. So, you know, that's a pretty good hit. All right. So what the casinos, what I'm going to figure it out, it pays you back what you've got up here too. So that $10 comes back to me. Some casinos start recycling it, but what I've found out that most casinos do, they either do not continue, once you hit it, it's either over, or you have to complete the all before you can rebid. So I'm just going to not going to track the, I'm not going to track with blue chip from the small anymore, unless I'm somehow to hit an 8 and an 11. All right, so we are going to continue to roll. 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice are out. All right, we got a 3-1-4. 3-1-4. That will be an on axis. Left dice is on 3. Right dice is on 1. That's on axis, single pitch, secondary hit. So we've got 50 on it. That is our point also. Our point's made. That is our 3rd point made. We made a 5, we made a 9, and we just made the 4. All right, so for $2, that pays me $100. Pays $100, and it pays $10 on the pass on it. And what I do is I go ahead and I press the 4 and the 10 by quarters. Rack the pass line money, mark the 4 in the tracker, and we're set. We have a nice little board work out here. So let's do its mail claims. Give the 7 room to breathe. dice out. Oh, that was a bad throw. I hit really low at the base of it, and I didn't get the landing zone. I was too deep in the landing zone. The results are aces. 1-1 aces. Craps. So no need tracking on the blue chip. I just have to re-up my $10 pass, and we're off. We're giving the 7 room to breathe, as my buddy old pal Mayo calls it. Giving the 7 room to breathe. Dice are out. Oh, nice choice. Nice decision. Come out 4-3 double pitch 7. 4-3-7. So we did not lose our place bets, but we did lose our tall. So our tall money's down because but that's okay. We get to start to. I have to put 25 back up for my all tall small. So all tall small is back up for 25 since I hit the 7. That's a come out 7. So that's a come out 7. So my all tall small is reset now. I get to restart it now on the small. So 2-3-2-3-6. I think on my pickup I was just a little bit too close to the left to the wall when I picked up. That's right. All right, we have a 6-3-9. 6-3-9. Left dice exploded to produce a 9. To produce a 6. So the new point is a 9. So if we were playing fire bet, this would not help us because we hit a 5, made it. Our point was a 5, we made a 5. Our point turned to a 9, we made a 9. Our point went to a 4, we made a 4. Now, a come out 7 does not kill the fire bet, is what I'm understanding. Arnell, is that correct? Are you still there? Or Johnny? Or is anybody out there? Do you know for sure? So I hit. So the come out 7, did it kill my fire? Which I'm not on the fire bet, but I'm just asking. What I'm understanding is the come out 7s do not hurt the fire bet. Can anybody confirm that? Oh, it's a 9. We're looking for a 9. All right, we have a 4-1-5. 4-1-5. So that is an on-axis secondary single pitch hit. Got to mark that 9, the blue chip, to start with my tall back up. Got to mark that 5. All right, I'm marking the 5 in the tracker. Hey, what's up, Justin? How's it going, my man? 9 for 150 pays 210. All right, it pays 210. So same maneuver here. We take 110 and leave it on the board to press inside. We wrap it. So what happens is that and that. Basically it turns this into 210 so I can get the greens out of the way. And it turns the 9 and the 5 into 75. And I get the wrap on that. So now I got 210. I got 210 on the, I got 175 on the 9 and 5. I got 210 on the 6 and the 8. So any inside hit will pay 245. It was a 3-2-3-6. Flash her up. We got a 1-2-3, 1-2. So we have an implosion left and an explosion right. So what that was, push the dice with my thumb and cause both dice to go off axis. But fortunately, it's just a 3. So we mark that. Hey, I was asking anybody, Justin, you might know. I had made 3 points. I had a 5 as a come out, and I made it. Then my next point was a 9 and I rode through and I made it. Then my next point was a 4 and I rode through and made it. Now, if I was playing the fire bit, okay, so after I made my point on my 4, then I hit a come out 7. So my question, what I believe is true, is the come out 7 wouldn't have not have affected the fire bit. And if anybody can confirm that, I think that's the way it works. But it's no issue. I'm not even playing the fire bit. Just kind of was curious. My point's a 9. Let me get back to concentrating here. So them dice rolled. See how far back my landing zone was, and they rolled. So we ended up with a 5-2-7. 5-2. Which right dice exploded to produce a 2. So, you know, we knocked our board down. We had pressed up real good. Alright, we had pressed up real good, and we even hit a small with $10 out there earlier. We left 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 920 on the board, plus the 25 out there, and the 10 here. So 955 left on the board. It's okay. If we were able to press to 955 or 9 whatever that was, 920, apparently we had been winning somewhere down the road. So let's look at I'll tell you what hurt me though. I had a 440 on a 0.7 out. I had a 440 working. But I started with a $1,000 bankroll. There's 5. There's 1,000. $1,000 bankroll is secured. 1. There's 2. 400, 425. This is almost another 75. So about another 500. And all that roll produced this, because I had a 440.7 out, and then I had another 440 up, so I was just about, my whole bankroll was already almost gone. And now I'm almost at 15, I'm right about 1,500. So that one series of rolls up there, I'm not sure neither, but I thought the way I was understanding it was a come out 7 will not hurt a fire bit. But it's no issue, because I don't hardly ever play it. I have some cool, neat chips for the fire bit. Check them out. So there's your 1 hit. I just don't have any fire markings on my table. So there's hit 1, hit 2, and hit 3. All of them say 1, 2, and 3. And then when you hit number 4, it's a green chip, and it says on there 25 to 1. And then hit number 5, it says number 5, and it's 250 to 1. And then hit fire number 6, it's 1,000 to 1. So, you know, which I wouldn't have made it. But it might be a neat little bet, you know, to take a little chance on whenever you get up to this position, like the last roll I just had. So let's look at a quick look at the stats. So we can see right here on the stats, we've had 24 rolls. The very first roll was a 6. I was not working to come out. I put 440 across on the inside, and the second row was a 7. So it was a 0.7 out, lost 440. That was the first 2 rows. All right, since then, I've had 22 rows. So that hand right there was 22 rows. And hold up. I didn't even mark that 7. So now, that actually is 25 rows. So that hand was 23 rows long with 1 come out 7 somewhere in the mix, and I was not working, and then the 7 out at the end. So you can see the 9 and the 5 are giving the bolt, or giving the 9 and the 5 are giving the middle finger to the rest of the board. 5s and 9s are my rolls. I just, But okay, so let's look at the inside hit. So we got an SOR of 12.5. We have 25 rows. We have inside hit 60%. That dial is showing in the green. That's it. That's awesome. The SOR is the dial is showing in the green. That's awesome. The outside hits, the dial is showing in the green, and I think that's okay. But once it starts getting up into the black, then I don't think that's so great. I think that dial going up is not great. The 4s and 10s, that dial's at 12%, which I think is pretty good. 4s and 10s. I mean, I've had 2 4s and I've had 1 10. So not terrible. I've had no yos, and I had a boxcar in there somewhere, and I didn't mark that on the tractor. But I do remember hitting the 6s earlier, but I didn't mark it. So actually that last row was probably 24 rows on, because I remember hitting the 6s somewhere. It wasn't my first or second row, but it was somewhere down there, but I didn't put it in the tractor. No issue, no problem. Let's go back to the main page. Let's get on the let's give it another reel. So $25 gets us up for 10, 5, and 10 on the ATS. $10 gets us up on the pass line. That's $35. So we're up. We are not working anything on the come out. We're just going to get a little practice in. 3, 2, 3, 6 on your dice set. Dice were short. They bounced. They hit the landing zone short again. We got a 4-1-5. So 4-1-5 is a secondary on axis single pitch hit. So let's mark the 5 in the tracker. We're going to mark the 5 for the small. Let's just go ahead and do a, let's change it up a little bit. Let's start out with 220. Let's start out with 220 inside and try to take a couple hits and work our way down to 76 inside. Now, let's start out with 220 and press them up and try to take some blacks. Instead of going down, let's forward. Alright, there we go. We got a 5-4-9. 5-4-9 is an on axis secondary single pitch hit. Alright, so we hit the 9. Mark the 9 in the tracker. That pays 70. So this is what we want to do. Instead of regressing and getting our money off the board, we just want to go ahead. Let's the first hit. Let's go ahead and buy the 4 and 10. Let's just take the whole winnings. Let's take the $70 winnings and buy the 4 and 10 for 35 each. Let's just do it that way. This way we want to get about 3-4 hits in till we can get to black, and then collect black and get our 220 off the board that way. Let's see if it'll work that way. Alright, we got a 2-6-8. 3-2-3-6 dice set produces an on hit primary hit. 2-6-8. Primary. Now 8, that might be one of our first 8s. We might have had one already, but we haven't had many. Alright, so there's 70. You mark 8. Now what we want to do, we want to press the 5 and the 9. We'll press the 5 and the 9 and collect 20. So we need to collect another 200 off this board to get out of this hand. Round about 200. We've got 25 on the ATS and we've got 10 on the pass. We did not do it. The dice kissed and produced a 5-2 double pick, 5-2. So we have a right dice exploded to produce a 2. We ended up with a 5-2, 7 out. So that didn't work for us. So we lost money on that shooter because instead of regressing on the first couple of hits and do what Mel calls staying alive, I was trying to press it instead of taking and regressing. So we lost some money that time. No issues. 220 for the board. Let's see, 220 plus 25 is 245, 50, 255. So let's go with 300 and bring 45 back to the red. Let's just go with 305 and bring 50 back to the red. All right, let's do it like that. So that's 7 out. That's 7 out. That's 7 out. But we've got our money back on the board. Everything's up. Everything is up. We got 220 on the board. We got 25 on the ATS, and we got a $10 pass line. So let's do this here. Let's get these two. 32, 36. That's right. Now that was I love that toss. I love that throw. But it produced a bad number. 617. 3236 produced a bad that toss. I love that throw. I thought that was right. 220 down again. Well, let's see. We win a $10 pass line, and that money's up. All right. We have to take 305 again to collect 50. Well, not to collect, but to change out for 50 to get everything back on the board correct. So that was a come out 7. We were working it, so we lost the 220, we lost the 25, but we won the back. 3236. We're going to work to come out again. That's right. All right, we got a 1-4-5. 1-4. Left dice imploded. So it pays us 70. So let's take the first hit. Let's mark the 5. Let's mark the 5 in the tracker. And let's do this number. We've got 220 working. Let's regress to 130 inside. And ultimately what that does, that lets us collect 160. 160. We played 220 inside. We had one hit. We're putting 160 of our 220 back in the rack off of the first hit. This is the way we're going to do what Dale calls staying alive. We're getting our money out of the board before we start pressing. I just like that better. I like getting my money back out of the board before I go to pressing anything. Three, 2, 5. 3, 2, 5. That's the point made. 3, 2, 5. Right dice exploded. We got to mark the 5. Point made. Pays 49. 35 pays 49. So what we'll do here is go ahead and we will complete our 76 inside all in one swipe right here. A lot of times I'll go with the 76 inside. I'll do it in 2 steps. I got a $10 pass line too. So I'm going to use part of that 10. I got to get some change for that one. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then $5 in ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's change. I'm just doing this so I can see exactly how the math breaks down. or not math breakdown, but how much I actually racked. So I'm racking 113, and I racked 160 on the first hit, 113 this hit. So actually, I only want to rack that 63, and I'm going to take these quarters and go ahead and buy the 410. I'm racking 63. I racked 160 the first time, so that's what's that, 223 that I'm getting back into my rack, and I started with 220. Now this does not take into account the pass line, 10, and the 25 there. So I'm roughly pretty much got my money back out of the shooter. I've got a board laid out right here ready to explode. So, you know, that's usually when I regress on down to 76, I do it in 2 steps. I take the first one on 5 and 9, the next one on 6 and 8. I just regress 2 times, but you know, this ain't even right, because I got too much money right there. Hold on. That's 76 inside. Yep. So 3, 2, 3, 6. Here we go. Nice route. Aces. 1-1 aces. 1-1. That's good for the ATS. Oh, by the way, pup was supposed to be, I was working, but, so I lost my come out. I would have been working. I was working. 3-2, 3-6. Nice route. 6-6 box cars. So we go from aces to six. We go from aces, snake eyes to box cars. Extremes. The 2 hardest extremes on this dice set are out of my way. Now it cost me $20 to get them out of my way. 2 rows in a two hits in a row for $20. I mean for 10 a hit. Come outs. Cost me. But I didn't mark the 3 the hand before that. We marked the 12. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 3, 6. Nice round. We got a 2-1-3. 2-1-3. There is another craps number. 3 craps in a row. 3 craps in a row. It cost another $10. Frontline loser. 3 frontline losers in a row. No problem. Not an issue. Not an issue at all. Three, 2, 3, 6. Nice route. Short. The dice hit way down here in the landing zone, and it causes 7. Come out 7. Every time I hit low in that landing zone, short in that landing zone, I have a come out 7. Or not a come out 7. I have a 7. That cleared my ATS money out. I won the pass line. I lost all this. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna lost everything here. I lost my 76 inside because I was working to come out. I lost my 50 on the outside on my 410, and I lost my 25 on ATS, but I won my 10 here. So this is how I do it. Put that out of the bank. Put that come out 7 in the tracker. Put that out of the bank, so I owe this 10 and that 25 for the ATS. That 10 for the pass and that 25 for the ATS. Alright, I don't have money working. I'm not going to put money on the place bets for a come out. I'm just going to let it stay off at this point. 3, 2, 3, 6. See if I can get this uglies out of my way. That's right. That toss was a lot better. We have a 4-2-6. 4-2-6. So I worked like 4 times in a row and didn't hit crowd. And then the first time that I don't work, I get a point. Figures. Alright, so we make a 6. I'm gonna rolling good. Yeah, doing pretty good. Doing pretty good on the roll. Had a come out and knocked me down, knocked my 126 down on my come out 7. I had a come out 7. But let's do this number. Let's get 200 and blacks changed for greens. And let's do a let's do 220. Nope. Let's do 440 on the inside. We're looking for 2 hits. 3, 2, 3, 6 dice here. Looking for 2 hits. Dang, that's a short row. Well, my dice hit way back here. We got a 3, 5, 8. That is an on axis. Nope. The right dice exploded to produce a 5, but we hit an 8. So there's hit number 1 with 440 at risk. It pays 120. It pays 140. I pay it like that just so I can buy 4 and 10, and I rack 9. Rack 9, mark the 8. Alright, here we go. We're looking for a second hit to get out of this shooter. 2 hits with 440 at risk. Dice are out. 314. 314 is a secondary on axis hit. Now, I said we was looking for 2 hits to get out of this shooter for $1 that pays 50. I'll go ahead and rack that 50. Because when I say I needed 2 hits, I'm actually meaning I need 2 inside hits. So that's my fault for not specifying that. But I do need 2 inside hits with 440 working. So I have to leave it at risk 1 more row. Three, 2, 3, 6 dice. Dice are out. 2, 2, hard 4. 2, 2 at dice roll. 2, 2, hard 4. So we have a quarter out there. So for $1, it pays another 50. So since we've had these hits like this, and let's just go ahead and keep that 50 also, because now those 2 hits, those 2 4s back to back like that, give us 100. And if we'd had an inside hit, it would have given us 140. So since we got 2 inside hits and we're putting this 440 at risk that much longer, we're going to go ahead and reduce it to 220 right now. That's don't give us to where we normally get after 2 inside hits, but we did have 2 outside hits for 50 each. So this gets us back close to our 440, and we got a loaded board ready to explode. So let's do some more. Let's go. Let's get it. That 440 don't need to be at risk for like over 2, 3 rows is really all it needs to be at risk. All right, we got a 6-2-8, 6-2. So left dice exploded, right dice exploded. So that's a push of the thumb, causing both dice to go out and explode. That was a thumb issue. We hit the 6 as our point. So that's 10. We got 60 out there. It pays 70. Like that. So let's take a look. Let's just go ahead. We want to go ahead and complete this regression. So what we're going to do, we haven't been going this far down, but we're going to do it this time since we had that, we're going down to 130 inside. Now, we're going to rack all this. And this right here will get us back close to our original buy-in. Actually, we were over our buy-in again now. We was doing better than that earlier, but we had a 440.7 out or something, to 220.7 out or something to that effect. So that was that hit was an 8. Mark that 8 in the tracker. All right, so here we go. 3236. That's right. 6-6 box cars. 6-6 box cars. So right dice, left dice exploded again. I think the same results was the time before when we hit the 6-2-8 because the left dice is exploding. So I've got to make a correction there on that. Mark the 12. 3236. In order to make that correction, I've got to, as George says, if the left dice is acting up, it's this finger. If the right dice is acting up, it's usually this finger. And if I'm getting explosions or drifts on both, it's going to probably be the thumb or the middle finger, one of those two. So this explosion with left dice, explosion or implosion with left dice, is the pointer finger. So see if I can make that correction. So we have a 1-4-5. So this time the left dice imploded. So I still have some correction to make. But I've got 35 on it, so it pays 50 for 1. Mark it in the tracker. So I still have to figure out exactly what I'm doing. But let's go ahead and start going back up now. Let's go start going back up now. So point is a 6. We're looking for a 6. Let me see if I can get this correction on this left dice. Getting implosions and explosions. That's right. Alright, so the left dice this time is the 3. So it did what it's supposed to. The right dice is on a 6, so we have an on axis, single pitch, secondary hit. So that, the correction, I made the adjustment. I marked the 9, it pays 70. 50's out there, it pays 70. So what we're going to do is leave 60 on the board. Leave 60 on the board. Rack 10. We have to mark the 9 in the tracker. Alright, 3236. Dice are out. Alright, so the left dice this time is on a 3. So it did what it's supposed to. The right dice stayed on axis, but I have a double pitch. So they're on axis, left dice did what it's supposed to, 3. Right dice stayed on axis, but I have a double pitch. 3-4-7. 3-4-7 out. Alright, so mark that 7 out. And the board goes clean. I lose everything. And at this point, I'm going to just look at the stats, and I'm going to color up, and I'm going to see where I stand. So let me get this out of the way first. Wasn't a terrible night. We didn't lose money tonight. The SOR is going to be decent. It's not going to be great, but it's going to be decent. I'll leave that all tall small. It's just easier to get it off, leave it on the board. But let's see where we're at. So there's 500 right there. And there's 600 right there. 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's the original 1,000 buy-in. So we're at 120 bucks. $120 profit. That was a lot of work for $120 profit. Actually, we lost some money somewhere down the road because we hit a small for 350. So we should be sitting way better than $120 profit. But hey, I'm just gonna leave that 1,000 there because I'm gonna start that bank roll back up later. Not tonight, but the next time. But let's go over now to the tracker. Let's look at what we did. So the 5 and the 9 give the middle finger to everything. The 5 was the dominant number. The 9 was the second dominant number. But look at those 5s and 9s. I mean, 8 and 10 really was low. The 12, the 2, the 3, and the come out 7s were killers. I lost money on those, on some of those come out 7s. But 44 rows, we have an SOR. If you look at the bottom gauge, we have an SOR of 11.0. I could live with 11.0 right now. 11.0, if I could keep that average on a consistent daily basis for a week, for a month, for 2 months, and never go back below 11.0, you know, I'd be happy with 11.0. Inside hits, 54.5%, which is the gauge is almost to reach the green, which is great. 4s and 10s, 11.4%. We had 4 4s. We only had 1 10. We usually have more 10s than that, but that's okay. 11.4% on 4s and 10s. Outside hits, which is I think the extreme numbers, your 2, 3, 11, and 12, is 18.2%. See the 2s, the 3s, and the 12s. That's way too many for this dice set. So more. The 3 might be okay for this dice set, but the 2s, snake eyes, and boxcars, I shouldn't be getting those with this dice set if I stay on axis. But the 3 come out 7s brought the total SRR down to 6.3 because I had 4 7 outs and I had 3 come out 7s, so altogether that's 7 7s out of 44 rows. So the SRR is 6.3. The SOR again is 11.0 and it is in the green. So when the gauge is in the green on the SOR, I think that's a very good sign. Now, of course, yeah, you would like it to be pegged out over there to 36, but you know, that's you got to be a master, or like a super professional master, like black belt number 10. To have a 36 SOR on a long basis. So that gauge, you know, it'll take a long time to ever make that gauge reach 36. But hey, this was practice. The 5s and 9s give everything the middle finger. We had 44 total rows. We hit a small in there for $10 on the small, and it pays 35 to 1, so paid $3.50. Finished the night with 120 profit. So hey, not too bad, terribly bad with that. But thanks, Justin. I appreciate it. I'm going to end the stream here. I've had it going for over an hour. I know my streams have been going long here lately, but it's not so much that I'm intending to play long. It's just this is my practice. With the help, George's help, and helping me to see that to better my game, this live practice helps the psychological effects. The higher betting helps the psychological effects. The putting money out and thinking in different avenues, it just helps the overall game. If I'm not betting any money and I just got, say, 36 rows and I'm just going to do 36 rows, I seem sometimes to have a different SOR because that psychological part is not there. When you're having to keep up with the bets, when you're having to change coins out, when you're having to change and bet and put more money up, you know, that's not there. So with all this going on, it's just to prepare my mind more, because everybody that's been at the casino, you absolutely know at that dice table, it is moving quick. It's moving quick. You don't have time to sit here and think and bubble around and pull out cheap cards and Tell them to wait a minute and get this calculator out. You don't have all this time. You have to be thinking quick. So, you know, this is the psychological part. And then doing it live is, as George says, it gives you the transparency. You know, if I wanted to look real good on video, you know, I could sit here and do a recording and who knows, maybe come up with 5 rows. So I didn't like that recording, so I cut it off and I restart. Maybe the next time I come up with 15 rows. So I said, hey, I like that recording, so I go and post that to YouTube. Look at this row, I had a 15 row, you know, but that's not transparent. That's not being true and honest to yourself. So being true and honest to yourself, because hey, guess what? In casinos, you're not going to cheat there. So if you're cheating yourself by cheating the videos or however you want to call it, you're not impressing YouTube. You're cheating yourself. So once you get to the table, if you're not already prepared for this stuff, you know, so that's just some of my outlooks on it, you know. And then, like I said, George's help in getting me to see some of that. It's took a lot of pressure off of me, because the first few times that I did this live, man, I was nervous as a long tail cat in a room full of rocking chairs. You know, I was nervous, but now it's I do talk a lot, so that causes my concentration level, I believe, to be down. Instead of just focusing, shooting, I try to keep up with the chat, and I talk a lot, and I explain a lot as I go. But you know, that's a difference sometimes in the way, if I'm doing these live, or if I'm doing just recordings. On just recordings, I probably don't talk as much. I just focus more. I shoot. But it's all good. I know it's funny. I do talk too much sometimes. But hey, I'm having a ball, man. I love this game. I love all aspects of this game. I want to continue practicing. I don't mind doing it live because I want to get better. And I feel like that's part of something that's going to help me improve. One thing about my betting that just feels comfortable to me is whatever I'm betting. If I'm going with 130 on the inside, I want to take a couple hits and regress it down to 76 so that I can get my money out the board. If I'm going with 440, I want to take a couple hits and regress it down so I can get my money out the board. I feel more comfortable shooting to get that stress off of me, instead of just saying, put 440 out there and let it ride 4, 5, 6 rounds. I feel more comfortable by, it doesn't matter if I start with 330, 440, 130, 220, it doesn't matter what I start with. My go-to is going to be inside, 4 inside numbers, usually not working to come out. But my main go-to is the all tall small. I love that bet. It's cheap to play. It has a lot of options. If anybody's not familiar with Vince, go on to Vince Armante's YouTube channel and subscribe and you know, help support him. But he shows a lot of options on a lot of different things. And the all tall small, there's a lot of opportunity in it. All you basically need are 4 of the numbers, because once you're needing only one number, you've got a lot of options. You can lay bets to guarantee like a profit. You can hop some things to, you know, whatever number you're needing. You know, it's a little hard to hop because that's an every row bet, but I love that all tall small. But yeah, so my go-to is going to be all tall small, playing at 10, 5, and 10, or 25, 25, 25, you know, something reasonable, but something that's a way that you can still make money by laying something if you need on one number. But again, like I said, my next part of it is 4 inside box numbers and getting 2 hits on them and progressing. Usually I'm not working to come out. Here lately I've been trying to play the come out, and it's been biting me. But I'm trying to just stay disciplined and not do it, but I keep doing it, and that's just discipline. But hey, I appreciate y'all guys hanging out with me. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate you guys giving me the likes, the like buttons. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate y'all guys. Hitting the like buttons and subscribing to my channel, hanging out with me, letting me know. Yeah, ATS. I love that ATS. I seem to sometimes do good with it. Not every time, but tonight I hit that sucker for the small for $10 on a 35 to 1. Of course, some tables say 30 to 1, but this layout, this bets that Sam I Am got made for us and shipped to me, it says 35 to 1. So hey, I'm gonna pay it by what the bet reads. But yeah. It's all good. I appreciate you hanging out. And on that note, I'm going to end the stream right here. So I appreciate you, Justin and Johnny, anybody else that's been hanging out. Arnell was on there earlier. Probably gone. Pretty sure he's gone. I haven't said that in a while, but I'm going to end the stream right there. So on that note, Chili from Motown, and